you're going to get all facts. No fake, no phony, and no fluffed up information when it comes to what's going on in politics today. And if you're interested in getting this information on a daily basis, well, you've made it to the right channel. All you need to do for yourself now is subscribe. Click that notification bell so you get the latest and greatest information coming, because we're going to always be here for you and your loved ones. Let's get started. When it comes to the infrastructure bill, we've been going at it with Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Christian Sinema for the last few months. These are the same individuals that told us at the beginning of the year they were on board for a $4 trillion infrastructure stimulus bill. No problem. Somehow, someway, over the last month or two, somebody got to them, or somebody put money in their pockets to cause them to change their mind and become more stubborn than ever when it came to looking out for you, the same way that these senators and congressmen looked out for corporations just in 2016 and 2017. President Biden had a Clean Air Act, and he also had other things in this infrastructure bill that would allow them to do a lot of things that had to do with clean energy, but at the same time causing the cost that we pay for electricity to go down, because a lot of this money in the infrastructure bill was going to go towards electric companies. Electric companies get more money, they can pass those savings off to you, the customer. Your electric bills go down, especially during these winter months. Well, come to find out, over the last couple of days, Joe Manchin has said, I do not want that to be a part of the infrastructure bill.
Well, a key part of President Biden's plan to fight climate change is now in jeopardy thanks to opposition from Senator Joe Manchin. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Jessica Smith, who is tracking the very latest on the negotiations around this bill. And Jess, what's the next step for the White House if, in fact, this key framework is now in jeopardy?
Yeah, Senator Manchin has reportedly made clear that he would not support the clean energy program that the Biden administration is pushing to achieve its climate goals. They had wanted to have the clean electricity performance program included in that reconciliation package, but if Senator Manchin does hold firm, it looks like the program will not end up in the bill, at least as originally intended. The program would reward utilities that transition to renewable energy and penalize those that do not. Manchin has been openly critical about some of the climate provisions in the reconciliation bill. Coal, obviously important to his state of West Virginia. He said before that companies are already starting to transition to clean energy, so the government should not be paying them to do that. But advocates for the program say it would support utilities so they can make the transition without raising rates on consumers. So now Democrats in the White House are trying to figure out their next move, trying to figure out what measures they can actually include in the bill. They've already been trying to decide where to cut, because moderates like Manchin and Senator Sinema have said that they would not support that $3.5 trillion price tag. So Democrats and the White House are trying to figure out where they can cut. They can cut enough to get that moderate support, but not cut too much to where it puts progressive support at risk. Senator Wyden, the chair of the Finance Committee, also put out a statement over the weekend, almost downplaying this hurdle here, saying that the linchpin of the package is actually his program for tax incentives. He said that is going to be something that he continues to work on. His program there that the Finance Committee has designed would end benefits for fossil fuel while putting long-term tax incentives in place for clean energy producers and clean electricity and whatnot. So we'll see how these negotiations play out in Washington in the coming weeks, in the next few days, really, as lawmakers come back to Washington this week and try and get this done. But if this is not doable, if this package does not make it in the final package, that's going to be a big blow for President Biden just a couple weeks before he goes to Glasgow for the climate summit. Kiko?
Yeah, I was going to mention that, Jess. No question, the White House is watching the calendar really closely. As it stands, there are none of those climate initiatives have actually become law. How much urgency do you think there is from the White House to get some kind of agreement in place, so at least President Biden could go to COP26 when he's trying to convince other
Yeah.
leaders to be more aggressive on climate action.
Yeah, we know that that is a key date that the White House is eyeing, that Democratic leadership has been eyeing, wanting to be able to go abroad and show that the United States is serious about climate. There has been obviously some skepticism about the United States' role in fighting climate change over the past few years. So the Biden administration has wanted to make it a point to show how serious the United States is. And if President Biden cannot get his key program over the finish line, that's going to be a big disappointment for the White House and for the administration.
Once again, Senator Manchin is talking about all the things that he doesn't want to be in the infrastructure bill, but he's yet to let us know what he wants to have in the infrastructure bill. He's just take. He's just nitpicking and tearing it apart because he knows he's that one vote. But the one thing that kind of frustrates me about this whole thing is the fact, since we have these 50-50 senators, all it takes is one senator on the Republican side or the Democrat side to destroy something that can help us out. It doesn't matter if it's infrastructure bill or stimulus checks or monies that could go out to you all that are on SSI, SSDI, railroad representatives, disabled, those that are survivors. Even money that could go out to you is being disrupted because we have a 50-50 split in the Senate. This is problematic. This has been problematic from day one. And Joe Manchin is living proof that this is not going to end with the infrastructure bill. But the one thing that we can hope forward to is that they finally come to a conclusion on what they're going to put in the bill and what they're going to take out. Because Nancy Pelosi has already said that she wants to hold votes on Halloween in regards to what the budget is actually going to be for this infrastructure bill. We know that it's not going to be 3.5, so hopefully they get it to be at least 2.2 to 2.5 trillion for the second part of this infrastructure stimulus bill. But until then, we still have Medicare to focus on. There are a lot of us that understand what Medicare is because many of you have already retired, and individuals that have received SSI, SSDI, Retired Railroad, veterans, you individuals automatically receive Medicare Part A, Part B, C, D. But for those of us that are about to retire, there's a lot about Medicare we don't understand.
Hey there, it's almost annual enrollment time. Remember, annual enrollment for Medicare Advantage, which is Medicare Part C, and Medicare Part D, which is your prescription drug plans, is every year from October 15th to December 7th. We're talking about from Medicare Advantage, which is Part C, and Medicare Part D, which are prescription drug plans. Medicare, Original Medicare, Part A and Part B will come January. So right now we're talking about the annual enrollment period for your optional parts of Medicare. So there are some changes that you need to be aware of this year, and we're going to go over them in today's video. Medicare is confusing, but we try to make health insurance as simple as possible. All right, so let's talk about some of the changes coming to Medicare this year. First and foremost, let's talk about those monthly premiums. So there will be a slight change in the average monthly premiums, as there are pretty much about every year. This year, it's going to be minimal. So Medicare Advantage plans will go down on average about $2 per month, and Medicare Part D plans will go up on average about $2 a month. So not that big of a difference, but something to be aware of. Now, the reason for the average rate decrease in Medicare Advantage plans is that it's estimated that about 2.5 million more people will enroll in Medicare Advantage plans this year as opposed to last year. Also, there will be many more Medicare Advantage plans available. More choices is better for you. Additionally, there will be an increase in the availability of DSNPs, which are dual eligibility special needs plans. These plans are Medicare Advantage plans designed for those who are eligible for Medicare and Medicaid. Also, on the Part D front, there will be more than 2,100 models available for the senior savings model, which provides senior citizens with affordable access to insulin. So if you take insulin to manage your diabetes, this is excellent news for you. The plans are available for preview on Medicare.gov, that's Medicare.gov. And if you're planning on using a broker, we recommend that you make your appointment now because those appointment slots do tend to fill up. And if you'd like our help, you can reach us at iHealth Brokers at 888-410-0344. We are licensed nationwide with over 200 carriers, and as I said earlier, there is absolutely no charge for our services.
I'm going to give many of us a little synopsis to understand what Medicare is all about. Medicare is broken down into 4 parts, parts A through D. Part A focuses on hospitalizations, visits, and intense medical needs. Part B focuses on your doctor visits as well as your essential medical needs. Part C, that focuses on your vision, your dental, as well as your hearing and others. And Part D focuses on when it comes to getting discounts for your prescription drugs. All working together is what individuals receive known as Medicare, for those of us that didn't know. And for many of us who didn't know, there is a premium that's paid out of your Social Security check every month. Now, for the premiums of Part A, it could be as high as $471 a month for some people, but for the premium of Part A, for other people, can be as low as $259 a month. For Part B, on average, most people pay $148, right around that area for Part B. Now, when it comes to Part C and Part D, the experts are saying one of the changes that will take place, it'll go from the cost of $21 a month for Part C. It will go down to $19 a month for Part C. Now, changes that will take place in Medicare are normally announced during late October to early November. So in the next up and coming weeks, we're going to hear the final changes that will be taking place when it comes to Medicare. So now at the end of the day, many of you who are looking to retire, now you know what Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D of Medicare is all about. And there are changes that are coming down the turnpike that we're going to keep you guys posted on. Well, my name is Andre, and you're watching Mostly Money, where you're going to get all facts. No fake, no phony, and no fluffed up information when it comes to what's going on in politics today. And if you're interested in always getting the truth on a daily basis, well, you've come to the right channel. All you need to do for yourself right now is subscribe. Click that notification bell so you can get the latest and greatest information coming from Mostly Money, because we're going to always be here for you and your loved ones. I am going to the comment section for about a good hour, and I'll meet you guys there. And if I don't get a chance to speak to you and you don't get a chance to speak to me, we are not going to fret about it, because I'll be speaking to you again mañana.